truth, speak it. And if you're gonna die, damn it, die on the truth that you're man enough to speak. Hey guys, welcome.
Again, hey guys. You know this is Sherry Fatu. You know me. I hadn't posted videos in a while. I've been going through my own personal struggle. Um, but I think you've heard from the beginning what was said and what was actually being perpetrated in this. Actually, what I was wanting to express in this video was said in the beginning. So I don't need to say anything else. I just wanted to say God bless all those who target individuals. You don't deserve to be targeted. You don't deserve to be hurt. You don't deserve to be molested, nor do you deserve your life to being taken away. I am sorry that is happening to you. I just want to post a video to say God bless you. God bless you in your storm. I say today to you, brothers and sisters, it is time now to rise and fight back our oppressors, the federal government, the Pentagon, whoever it is who has chained us in hell. It is time. It is time. It is at this time, at the pinnacle. This is at the pivotal moment of the government of the U.S. has to be held accountable. You see, at this time and now, the government is topsy-turvy. Everyone is seeing that the government is failing in all the wrongs that it has been doing to all, that it will never save its citizen, it will only save itself. It is extending itself beyond capacity, sending out monies that it does not have, but will not help its people first of all, stay in an actual home and to be housed in proper conditions, nor will it save its people when its community from joblessness, homelessness, and a big one, a pandemic disease that is running rampant through the U.S. The COVID virus has mutated 4 times. We have monkeypox that is about to mutate. We have a polio strain that is escalating and we have other bacterial infections that are running awry. And the government can't keep a hold on everything. So therefore, its own people don't even understand what it's doing. So all these people who are rising up and getting guns and doing all this crazy stuff, mass murders and all these abominations that are happening, is because the government is too punctified and stupefied to realize is that if the government is collapsing, it is, but day by day it is collapsing, because you know what? The first thing they did is, brothers and sisters, is that not only did they electronically torture us or torture all of us, but they let it be filmed in front of the American people for 15 years. Within 15 years is that not only that was that so egregious, and I'm gonna break it down. Not only was that sin so egregious, is that it called out through the whole nation. And God is so good. See, God and His infinite wisdom. And I'm gonna say, I don't know about you, brothers and sisters, but I rep for God, God. And we and God get mad at each other. We get sometimes hollering matches, but I know that God is for me. You see, when He chained me in hell, when those who watched in this land, those leaders who watch with they punctified asses, instead of saying this is wrong, we know what He did, this is wrong technology, we will actually move it and take every step to help every electronic torture. But we help Miss Basharan, but eradicate the electronic torture in this country. And not only Miss Basharan, but everyone who is chained in hell in this country and all throughout the world. But they didn't do that. The Republicans hid their head with Donald Trump. He takes to Twitter and see he mimicked me. He mimicked everything that I was doing. He mocked everything. So he got counted out, right? Now we were hoping that Obama, we're not, excuse me, we were hoping that Biden would come in and help us as electronically tortured people. We were hoping that Biden would come in and help us and see the struggle of the targeted individual. He did not do that. He masqueraded and pretended like it was not that, just like Trump did. You see, what I learned, sisters and brothers, is the Republicans and the Democrats are just two fangs on the same snake. They don't have our agenda. They don't have our well being. Not our well being in mind. They are there just to keep order, to have a new world order, or to do whatever the hell they want. And tell us not to say a goddamn thing. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. Because none of them, they punctified asses, said anything. The American people, not only just American people, the whole world said this is egregious. It took 15. This is so egregious that our economy is failing. Inflation is everywhere. People is homelessness. Everything that we suffered from. You hear targeted individual. Everything we suffer. We could not barely stand. Barely have a $2 to feed ourselves or go. Even some of us are have nowhere to lay our heads. But you see this is that. Let me say there is. I know there is a rectifier coming. There's a rectifying movement coming. And see, because the government did not do what it was supposed to, it is failing at this point in time. And the poor is getting poor and the rich is getting richer. But what happens is that when the poor is too poor and the rich is too rich, there is anarchy. People come to steal, kill, and destroy. Who is that? The devil. Amen. Amen. Because I'm going to tell you this to you. And I'm going to say it, my friend or mine. Because the government did not take care of its citizens. It did not provide safety, shelter, health care, and it did not abide by the Constitution of the U.S. The government has set itself up for failure. Because of what it has done in plain sight, the government think it's omnipotent and they can go anywhere and do anything. But as I say to you, is that the government thinks they are untouchable. But in the end, the people that made them can also be the people that dismantle them. The government thinks that it's all powerful. But what happens is when they are facing all the citizens of the U.S. ready to raid the Capitol, ready to shoot down the Pentagon, ready to kill and destroy the government that they feel is going to kill and destroy them. What happens then? Is the government going to go to warfare with its own citizens? Because the government made this problem, but they are not, like I said, they are not honorable enough, and they're too punctified to admit what they have done. But I say to you, brothers and sisters, this is the time that we should be filing our lawsuits. This is the time when we should file every lawsuit that we ever have had against the government, and we ever had every legal proof that we have to actually remove and actually place ourselves on the plate, place ourselves as forefront, and say, this is why we say. This is why electronic torture is one of the biggest things. The electronic torture and me and all its tortured individuals is the biggest thing on a plate, and nobody is speaking. It is the biggest thing in the room, and nobody is trying. Everybody is trying to look over it. Everybody's trying to look around it. Everybody's trying to look. But what happens is that in the end, you won't get the opportunity to look here or look there or whatever, because the government doesn't understand is that its people are tired. Its people are tired of the abuse, the lies, the misleading, They have killed millions in this pandemic. Killed millions and it hurt so many minorities, hurt so many women, hurt so many people who are disabled, homeless, who are elderly. This presidency, I'm going to include all of them. I'm going to include all of them, from Bush to Barack to Trump and to Biden. They have all solidified an era of damnation and fall for the U.S. government. I said previously in videos before that I said to you now is that many will look upon this and say, I don't want this. I don't want to be like that girl. They took her womanhood. They took everything that hurt her. And nobody's there to take up for her. Now people are ready to go on arms because now they have learned what it is to suffer. Because at first they were trying to make mockery of me and laugh at me. But now I remember God revealed to me that I could not say anything more. I had to be quiet because they made mockery of me. They told lies about me. They knew the truth and tried to hinder me, and therefore there was a payment due. And I can pray to God for everybody, but God said to me is that there is a payment due. They must learn to suffer. And see how every area that I want nursing, and the pandemic came, and a lot of people are dying in healthcare and nursing. So I want to be the greatest nurse possible. Now, when I only had 2 quarters, and now they know what it is to live off barely $1,200 a year. They know the suffering of that. They know the suffering of not having the help that you need. I remember a man screaming and saying, I'm so tired of not getting the help we need from the federal government. That's what I had said. That's what I was screaming all over the internet. And now they must see, as God said. And now I want you to listen to this. God told me to be silent. So and listen is that because they laughed and made mockery. I want you to listen to this, brothers and sisters.
You see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you're laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make mockery and not to understand, is to make the same mistake yourself. Did you hear me?
This is Democracy Now!, Democracy Now!
I love those excerpts from leaders all over the world who have been screaming about civil rights and the treatment, the inhumane treatment of people all over the world. See, at this time, not only are we suffering a pandemic, we are suffering the collapse of all, not just our government, but governments all over the world. Everybody is I know, because they never listen. They never listened to what I said, is that they never kept their balance and order. And because they're imploding, see, climate control is all over the world. Climate change is all over the world. They never did what they were supposed to do with the climate. Now, Mother Earth is trying to evict all the humans in this life. You see, there is a wave coming that that a lot of us will perish in, even myself, because we did not look at climate change. And now, I say to you, brothers and sisters, you must look outdoors, look at the bursting lakes. You must look at the fields. You must look at the weather. You must look at all the things that are burning now. You must understand all the tornadoes and people losing their homes and all this stuff. Is because of climate change. And because we did not keep a balance, we must pay, we must be held accountable, and we must be held accountable in the laws of nature. We didn't obey the laws of nature. We thought we could make the laws of nature. That is not true. There is a balance that must be kept. And we did not keep that balance as human beings. We overfarmed, overforaged, overdug, overharvest, and now we have nothing to beat back the storm, nothing to help us, nothing. Must be held accountable for our wrongdoings. But I digress. Forgive me. I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, again, we do not deserve to be electronic torture. We deserve to be let free to run from the coming storm, to run from the coming hurricane, to run from the current tsunami that is going to swallow the U.S. and all other territories and all other continents the same. We deserve that at the minimum, to be let go, because we have a right to run for our lives and not be shackled. I say this to you, brothers and sisters. It is time for us to rise and be more cohesive as target individuals. We need to get together if those target individuals know each other. Those target individuals who are lawyers, doctors, whoever, we need them on our side. Lawyers, doctors, politicians, whoever, veterinarians, congressmen, whoever there are, and we must come together as one and not only plead our case, but demand to be set free, and demand proper reparations for what has happened to us and what has happened to many. For some may be over even 30 years. It has been 15 years for me. I can imagine that it may have been 30 years for somebody else. Let me tell you, this feels like 400 years on my back. This torture. But I say to you again, targeted individuals and brothers and sisters, that we must rise up together. It is time to come out of the shadows. It is time to have our voice heard. It is time to speak out. It is time to challenge. It is time to fight back. It is time for the rectification. It is time for either the rectification or dismantling of the U.S. United States. See, they thought they had a right to. They call themselves human beings, and they thought they have a right to. No, they didn't think they have a right. They gave themselves the right to shackle us, and because of that shackling, they too shall pay a hefty price. But we have the right to rise up and say no more. No more. We have said we need the storm, the whirlwind. The world must be shaken to its core. We are here. We are here. We deserve to be heard. We are the largest elephant in the room, and we demand to be heard. So, brothers and sisters, it is time to come out of the shadows. Brothers and sisters, it is time to solidify. It is time. It is time to solidify, weaponify, whatever it is, and to gain our freedoms by any means necessary. God bless you, brothers and sisters. I hope that this recording finds you well. I've been sick for a couple of months, and I'm sorry I could not post videos to those who have seen or listened to me. But I say this to you again and again, brothers and sisters. You do not deserve this. It is time for us to rise and to come out of the shadow. It is time. It is time. Rise, my sisters and brothers. Rise from your painful, dready, woody grave, weary grave. For they have put shackle and boot on our necks enough. It is time to rise. Enough. God bless you, brothers and sisters. Take care. Be well.